It's news time. Information is power. The current. The news headline. Jubril of Sudan. Buhari's Imo visit proved Nnamdi Kanu lied. He is not cloned. Orji Kalu. Former Abia State Governor Orji Uzo Kalu on Sunday said President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to the southeast has cleared all lies concerning his true identity. Kalu, who is the Senate Chief Whip, said that Buhari's visit to Imo State has dismissed claims that he was dead and cloned. He commended the president for his visit to the southeast, stressing that it would reduce the agitations in the region. I want to congratulate President Muhammadu Buhari for going to the southeast. He needs more of those visits. It was a very good one in my observation, and he should put more time to go to the other parts of the country so that people can see him and know that he is Buhari. This is because a lot of lies have been told that it is not Buhari living in the villa. I have fought so many wars in my village. People will come from afar and near and they will tell me it is not Buhari, and I will listen and just think about it when I just had tea with him few nights before that time. And it is this same man that I know for 32 years. So it is good for the president to make this kind of visit. I encourage him. And this was at the same time that Femi Adesina, his spokesperson, had also said almost same. Femi Adesina, who recently commended Joe Igbokwe for keeping the unity of Nigeria together, has said a whole lot about him. Over the years, some of the Buharis, as we call them, have fallen off and even joined the opposition, yet some others have stood steady, resolute, as constant as the Northern Star. Stand up and take a bow. Engineer Joe Igbokwe, the man from Inewi in Anambra State. President Muhammadu Buhari is possibly the most credible politician we have seen in the country in contemporary times, with a magnetic pull that draws people to him in droves. That was the point I was making last week in this column, but which an illiterate journalist with an online medium twisted to say I claimed that Buhari was better than Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Aminu Kano et al. He succeeded in his mission, generating hateful comments against me, but I leave him to God. For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of God to answer for what we have done, including all forms of lies against a fellow man. Our profession or political and ethnic affiliations would no longer matter as a dead. We're talking of Joe Igbokwe before the brief diversion. Yes, this man loves Buhari to bits. He loves Nigeria and he loves his native Igbo land. And you know what? That is now a crime in our country. Igbokwe's life has been severely and severally threatened. His family hounded, and on October 3rd this year, his county home in Inewi was set on fire. Igbokwe is a nationalist. His education, primary, secondary, and even university he had in the southeast, but since he got posted for national service in Ogun State in 1985, he had remained in the southwest, identifying with the people, their politics, their way of life, while not repudiating his love for his roots in Inewi and the southeast generally. No wonder he is popularly called Agbalanze, after that Onitsha Cultural Association. When it was not popular for people in the southeast to follow the progressives, Igbokwe threw his axe into the ring. From Alliance for Democracy AD to Action Congress of Nigerians ACN to All Progressive Congress APC, he stood to be counted. And if you count committed followers of Buhari today, the Agbalanze is in the number. If there is anything he needs to clarify about government or our principle, Igbokwe never hesitates to get in touch with him. I gave him background information and he is satisfied. When some people from his part of the country began to retreat into ethnic cleavages and wanted the intelligentsia to identify with them, the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Drainage and Water Resources made it clear that he was a nationalist and he stood by his conviction, speaking out against separatism and an attempt to balkanize the country. At the risk of so much, he opted for one Nigeria. Igbokwe loves Igbo land. Yes, don't we all love where we come from? Shouldn't we? We should, we must. Because even be good Nigerians, you have to do so. When strange things began to happen in the southeast, people being decapitated, public buildings being torched, and security agencies being murdered in cold blood, Igbokwe stood practically against it. Mom was the word from majority of the leaders of the region, but Igbokwe, the man dies in him, who keeps quiet in the face of tyranny. He spoke out. He kept saying building bridges across the length and breadth of the country was the only way to go, particularly for Igbo Renaissance. He refused to join those who were retreating into ethnic cocoon and stood for nationalism. It is either Nigeria or nothing. The man earned my deep respect. He stood for what was right, fair and just, for centripetal rather than centrifugal forces in the country. On October 3rd, I was in Ethiopia with Mr. President attending the inauguration of that country Prime Minister for second term in office when he saw the sad news online. The regal country home of Igbokwe in Nnewi, where the man often retires for solitude and where he had a vast library, had been set ablaze. Who didn't? You know the answer. Unbridled hatred was on display, and a patriot was paying a heavy price for his convictions. When that magnificent White House erupted in smoke and fire, it was innocence that was burning. Patriotism was aflame, and the love for motherland was ablaze. Thy glory, O Israel, is slain upon the high places. Gladly, no life was lost, because the attackers couldn't lay their hands on anyone. But great was the loss, and I sorrowed for my brother Joe and his wives. He calls her his crush, Dr. Grace. What happened is what evil speaking does to a country. The lies and hate peddled by evil acts have germinated, grown, and brought forth evil fruits. You would expect a man who had been hounded, reviled, and attacked by arsonists to return bile for bile, hate for hate, threaten fire and brimstone. But not our Joe. What did he say? We paid the price for good of Igbo land and Nigeria. By the grace of God, we will rescue Igbo land. It is my turn today. Tomorrow it may be the turn of another body. We must take Igbo land back from the killers and arsonists. I say a resounding amen to those prayers. We must take every part of the country from those who mean no good, concocting sorrows and tears and blood. It is Nigeria or nothing. In brotherhood we stand. No other option is acceptable. Thanks for listening.